Hey, okay, so I think the other one ended up cutting off on me, so we're starting a new recording. I just want to confirm that everything is understood by everyone on this sheet, because this is the sheet that I have to have monthly. I have to have one for January, February, March, April, and May. I know that May sometimes is one of those months that not many people have many hours because we only come to school for like maybe the first week or two, and then we have finals and things. So I do need something from you in May. We'll talk about that at a later date. But as we stated, all of this filled out. Each of these 7 days equates to 1 week. And I do it in order. So week 1 is 1 through 7, week 2, 8 through 14, and so forth. So you just pick 7 days and you make it for the next week. Your hours worked. All you do here is you add up your hours that you've worked for week 1, and you place, that number should be typed here. Now, I have a formula in, so mine automatically entered 4. But say you had 10 hours on this day, and you had another 8 hours on this day, and another 8. So that would automatically add you up to 30. Remember, for the course, in order to pass the course, you have to have documented hours for working 140 hours or more from January all the way through the end of May. So that's not a lot of hours. It's about 8 hours to 10 hours per week. But it's your responsibility to make sure you attain those hours, because I cannot help you pass unless you have reached that 140-hour mark or higher. What you're going to do for week 2 is the same exact thing. Say you worked 8 hours here, you worked 10 hours on this day, you worked 6 on this day, and you worked 18 on this day. Boom, you put in your 42 hours right here. Now, notice mine didn't add up. That's because my formulas are not copied all the way down this column correctly. But what you would do is you would make sure you would do 8 times 7.25, because remember, that's your rate of pay. If it is, your rate of pay might be $8 an hour, it might be $9 an hour, I don't know. But whatever your rate of pay is, you're going to multiply that times the number of hours you've worked, and that's going to go there. So this is going to be 8 hours times 7.25. So that's $58 that you earn that day. Don't worry about taking anything out for tax, stuff like that. Just put in the raw information. How many hours you worked multiplied by the rate of pay for the day, and that will give you your daily earnings for that day. Now, the total. So all of this, total hours all the way 1 through 31 need to be added up, and you're going to put the total here in this column. Your amount earned is going to be added up 1 through 31, just like your hours, and placed in this column. If you want to do an Excel sheet, I'll be happy to email it to you. I think I'll put it on our Google Classroom site, so that way if you want to do it, you can do it, and you can put in the formulas. But you got to make sure those formulas are correct, because that's the part that kills everybody, and me, because I have to go back and redo them. Handwriting it is better for me, just because I understand that you've taken the time to go in and do your addition and things. Make sure all of this is entered. Your total here should match your total on your hours worked. Amount earned. Your total here should match the total there on your amount earned. Okay. Make sure you sign. You're going to print this, and you are, if it's not already printed, I have them printed, and I'll give them to you monthly. But these are something that you will print, and you will attach all of your pay stubs. So like I put on here, this is January. So any pay stub that covers the month of January will need to be attached behind this. What I do is I staple them, and I put them in your folder. If each of you are going to have a folder, and I will show you that on when y'all visit me, so you'll have that information. Now, I've covered, this is your application. I've covered your training agreement. I've covered the rules and regulations. I have even covered this wonderful interview questions that you have filled out, as well as your wage and hour report. Let me just take one hot second and look and make sure that I have not missed anything. You do have to do a safety test. I will be putting that on your Google Classroom, as well as this Career Tech data form. I think that you have to do that. I'm going to confirm. They've changed a couple of the requirements of things of what you have to do. But for the most part, I hope I have everything. Oh, teacher recommendation form. You do have to, on the application, remember I told you need to list 3 people. So one of them being a Career Tech teacher, and the other 2 could be whomever you chose. Let's see if this will open. All I need from this is I need you to hand out these teacher recommendation forms that you have to put your name on. No one can give you an evaluation if they don't know who you are. So what's going to happen is, let me see if this one will open. I don't know why it's not, but whatever. I'm sure this never happens to y'all, huh? All right, teacher recommendation form. This is what it looks like. It says to return to Erin Diarman, Co-op Coordinator, PVHS, and it says do not use black ink. I don't care if they use black ink or not. I'm not going to be the ink police. I'm going to allow, hopefully the teacher has the sense enough to read it themselves, and if they don't freak out, just bring it to me and I'll make sure it gets turned in. I don't mind if the teacher hands this directly to you and you return it to me. That is completely fine. Some teachers will like to put them in an envelope, seal them shut, and place them in my hands. Don't fight the teacher on it. Just allow them to handle it however they so choose. Your name goes right here on this teacher recommendation form. Teachers are going to evaluate you on each of these things here listed within the this column. My advice, please get somebody who will give you a decent or great evaluation. This is important because they have to answer questions on employability about you and would they be willing to represent you on the job. So basically that means if I was filling one out for a student, would I want you working for me and me being the mentor for you? That's a big question and a big responsibility to place on someone. So that's a yes or no. Make sure that the teacher has signed it, dated it, and then whatever subject they taught, English 12, English 11, whatever it might be, just place there in that one. One other form I just thought of that I need to make sure that you have seen is the evaluation that you guys have to have filled out by your employer. And this is monthly. This is every 9 weeks. Again, if it'll open. I don't know why I was having such difficulty with it opening earlier. Okay, so basically this is not going to be an electronic form. This is going to be a form that is printed out and is given to you. This form, I will either give it to you or I will give it directly to your employer. So you just need to find out from me if I was able to meet your employer or not, or your mentor or whomever I was supposed to go to. And if I wasn't, then I'm going to give it to you for you to be able to give to them. So that way it gets into their hands. All those things that we discussed, attendance, appearance, all these things, they're going to grade you on. Job tasks, go back to that wonderful application. Remember where I wrote down cleaning tables? Remember where I wrote down to be able to do specific tasks of cleaning up the trash, taking customer orders, things like that. That will all go here. They will sign it, they will date it, and they will return it to you. This form is required to be filled out each 9 weeks. So what I usually do is I go down here on the bottom and I put complete by, and I'll have a date on here. So it'll be by the end of the 3rd 9 weeks and then by the end of the 4th 9 weeks. The person, the evaluator filling out the form has the ability to give you an overall grade. Basically, what would they give you? Would they give you a 90? Would they give you a 100? Would they give you a 78? Things like that. I take that into consideration when your overall grade is given in the course because they spend a majority of the time with you. I do not. However, I do take into account those instances that are specialized if you've had issues, and we've talked about it. So if you have any problems, please come see me immediately. Call me, email me, text me, find me some way and give me the information because I'm here to help you. I want to make sure that your experience in co-op is the best experience that you can possibly have, and I want you to be able to gain this perfect experience and insightful experience of working so that way you can carry it on with you as you progress through your careers. I believe that is all of the documents that I can think of at this time. If you have any questions about anything, all of these are required to be filled out. The state monitors my documentation, and these are things that will help you fill out this paperwork. I do not share pay stubs and things like that with anyone. They are completely sealed and locked in my file cabinets. The only people that will ever see those are people from the state if they come down here to see them. If they don't, then they won't ever see them, and I will be shredding them. I don't throw them away. I do shred. So we will make copies of pay stubs, and I'll have those shredded so none of your information is leaked out to the public anywhere. If you have any questions, that is it. please let me know, and good luck to you guys this semester.